I get to play host to all these wonderful people. It's wonderful, wonderful. I want to introduce to you now one of the truly great friends of our community, one of the leaders of our community. Somebody, I've been involved in LGBT nonprofits and LGBT politics in San Francisco for 20 years. And I have never had a closer friend and ally than our next guest, the wonderful Senator Mark Leno. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us as we take the next step to ensure that Theresa Sparks will be the next supervisor from District 6.
Yeah!
Vicki, I'm so pleased and honored to be an early supporter of your candidacy. And with regard to that, Washington Times piece, consider a source. It wasn't too many years ago when people like me were considered to be of a mental illness. And so they are the last dying gasp of the very hateful 20th century. And it takes so much courage for you, Theresa, and others from the transgender community to step forward and claim your rightful place in leadership positions. And so we're going to celebrate the night that you are alive. Theresa, I don't think we should be surprised to look around this room and see the extraordinary diversity of you, because you represent diversity in every way possible. And so I'm really appreciative that you're all here. These district races can be tough. It's hand-to-hand combat at times. I know, I run in district races myself. And thinking back, our history, Theresa, you correct me if I'm wrong, I believe we got to know each other first, in my first term on the Board of Supervisors, around 1999, thanks to one of our staffers, Nathan Perkins, now in San Francisco QC. Nathan said, Mark, there's a study sitting on the shelf that came from public hearings that then Supervisor Terrence Hallinan had assembled at the Human Rights Commission to address and to learn more about the challenges the San Francisco's transgender community faced in terms of access to health care, education, employment, and housing. So all this information was gathered, but nothing was ever done with it. And this was about 5 years earlier, back in 1994. So Nick said, we should consider forming, with the board's support, a transgender civil rights implementation task force. So the idea was to implement those recommendations which came from the public hearings 5 years earlier. So again, through a vote of the board, we could create that task force, and we put out word for applications, and so much talent applied for that task force. And I believe, Theresa, you were a new arrival in San Francisco. And it was through the work of that task force that we got to know each other. And one of our accomplishments, as a result of the work of that Transgender Civil Rights Implementation Task Force, was to provide equal access to health care for the city and county's transgender employees. Now, every headline at the time said, city to pay for sex change operations. And we worked with the press ardently to let them know that that's not quite what it was about. But if you were a non-transgender employee in the city and county of San Francisco and you needed a hysterectomy or mastectomy, psychiatric therapy, hormonal therapy, the city's health plan paid for all of it. But if you were a transgender employee of the city and county and needed the identical health care, it paid for none of it. And that's what we were trying to change. And we were able to do that. Theresa was a major leader in that effort. And it was at that time we became fast friends and devoted to one another. And that has lasted till this day. So then I was up for re-election in the first district races in the year 2000. And was challenged from left, right, and center. And these district races are on a relatively small budget. I think at the time it see what's been raised since, but it was about $75,000 at the time. And candidates could either voluntarily accept the cap or not. I did. And so it only really takes flight with the assistance and support of volunteers. Because you do so much at $75,000. You've got to marshal and really watch every penny because you want to communicate to as many voters as possible through the mail. And so Theresa, I really started as a volunteer in our campaign. I did hire a campaign manager to help me with day-to-day operations. She had spread herself a bit too thin. She had too many races. And we were struggling in the last month or so of the campaign. And there was personality conflicts, and the manager was struggling with that as well. You won't be surprised that it was Theresa Sparks who was the rock of the campaign. At a certain point, I could tell the manager, please decide, because I needed Theresa to take the reins. And she did, and the rest is history. You are the reason I got elected vice president. Well, I like to be able to say I know talent when I see it. But it was a great partnership, it was a great marriage, and I forever admit it. But I tell you all this only because I want to put a point on what you already know, which is Theresa Sparks is not only of high intelligence, of incredible integrity, of enormous talent, but of focus and with an ability to connect with people. What more can we ask for in the district supervisor? Theresa has shown the city what she can do, as Stuart rightfully pointed out on the police commission. Not only number one to get appointed, but she convinced her colleagues on the commission that they would follow her as leader. And that's how the president of the commission was chosen. The mayor doesn't do it, the board of supervisors doesn't do it, the commission does it. And this was historic every step of the way. So, again, Stuart, thank you for being here tonight, for your support of Theresa, and for your putting Theresa's candidacy into context and historical perspective. I know I'm not the first, the second, or the third to suggest that Theresa Sparks is the Harvey of this current generation. And so, as with Harvey, we look forward to your service on the County Board of Supervisors and for gathering this home base of supporters to celebrate someday when your colleagues on the Board of Supervisors